Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. With the QQQ falling, VOLQ, the volatility index based on the Nasdaq 100, of which the Qs track, is actually coming off too. Joining me to discuss is Mark Sebastian, COO of Option Pit. Mark, that's an interesting dynamic, as vol would typically move higher when the underlying is selling off. So what's going on here?
I think it's a testament to how overheated the QQQ got leading into this sell-off. We actually saw VOLQ rallying with the triple Q as we were hitting these new all-time highs, as the triple Q was exploding higher. There was so much frantic call buying by retail traders and put buying by institutions that VOLQ exploded. And now that the Nasdaq 100, the QQQ, is peeling back, falling back, there's less demand for calls, and institutional money is taking off its hedges and starting to position itself to be long the triple Q again. So that's why we're seeing this effect.
Let's talk about volatility in general and what we've seen over the past 6 months through the COVID-19 shutdowns and market volatility as a result. Does that compare, contrast to past market events where we've had a surge in vol?
Yeah, interestingly, it doesn't really look like '08. It really doesn't look like a lot of the previous events, the actual giant explosion of VIX, the explosion in VOLQ, if you look at where VOLQ was. We've never seen things happen that quickly on a dime. But what I have seen in the past is what's happening from a volatility perspective with the QQQ and VOLQ, in that this run-up that we've had, as 5 stocks became mega trillion-dollar companies, looked a lot like 1999 and early 2000, when volatility exploded with the Nasdaq 100, the QQQ, and then as the QQQ came off, volatility came off. So this overheated market, to me, looks more like 99 and 2000 than it does 2008.
So were there any clues from the volatility that indicated a sell-off that was on the horizon in early September? So we saw that massive run-up in August. In the first few trading sessions of September, we had stocks at all-time highs. We had vol moving higher with it. And that sometimes will indicate that a sell-off is on the horizon. So when now you're seeing QQQ selling off, VOLQ moving lower, could that potentially indicate a outsized move to the upside?
Yeah, I do think that the market is trying to find a bottom here. That's why volatility, VOLQ, is coming off as we're coming down. And yes, there was a good 1-week period of time where the market and VOLQ went straight up. And that was a sign that we were about to get this. You had about 3 or 4 days of trading where volatility was really screeching higher with the market. And that was the market telling the world, hey, look out, things are about to come off. And, prior to COVID-19, we had about a 3 or 4 day warning with volatility in late Feb as the market was hitting all-time highs. The same thing. An important lesson for traders and investors: when volatility rises with the market, that is a sign that it is getting overheated.
And Mark, to wrap up here, of course, we're going to be talking about the election over the next 46, 47 days. So what is volatility suggesting anything regarding the election? Are you seeing anything within the futures market that either goes through November 3rd? Is it remaining elevated after November 3rd?
Yeah, when I look at the VIX futures and what VOLQ forward is pricing itself, there is a giant spread between what they're predicting forward volatility is going to be and where the VIX and VOLQ are themselves. There is pretty much the biggest election premium that I've ever seen priced into option markets right now. So I'm looking for a really big move sometime toward as we head in the election. I think the market is preparing for that and is set up for it, or potentially even the following days. If we don't know who won, markets are going to have serious problems. And that might be what futures markets in volatility are predicting.
All right, Mark, thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill.
And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.